This is the story. This is a quick 2 or 3 minute story about my dog shit prank adventures. 3 stories wrapped up in 2 minutes or 3 or 5 minutes. Anyway, this is my failure story. This is all my all-out failure. I have 3 sections. Successes, an in-betweener, which is success and a failure, and 3, a failure. We're going to start with the failure. Failure was, this guy had a couch right beside his door. And unfortunately, I didn't notice that until I put my bag of dog shit there, lit it on fire, and then rang the doorbell. And yes, I just farted. But anyway, what I did was I ran and the guy had 3 steps. 2, which I got down, I got on the final step, almost out of there. He opened up the door. And then he caught me in the act and literally said, "Yes?" And he looked down and said, "Oh, fuck. You're another one of those pranksters, aren't you?" And he literally got his gun out and almost tried to shoot me. And I said, "Bye!" And I ran. That was a failure, an epic failure at its best. Here's those in-betweener ones, where it may be a win-lose situation or a win-win for some. You take your pick. Anyway, what I did was, I noticed that my bags of shit weren't staying lit enough. After I rang the doorbell, they would quickly go out. And I said to myself, what liquid would be great to douse them in? I said, gasoline or kerosene. And the worst one I ever chose was gasoline. Because what I did was I doused this Brahms bag. These were one of those huge Brahms bags. And what I did was I had a box full of shit laying in my freaking... I had a box that I did, and I went out, got some dog shit that was found in the dog park, filled it up with freaking dog shit, and poured it in that bag. And what I did was I forgot that a day later that I'd put the dog shit in there, and I doused it with freaking gasoline. I figured, oh well. I looked down there, there was dog shit in there, I figured, oh well. It might be dried out by the time tomorrow comes around. Tomorrow came around, getting ready for the big day, getting ready to find this big piles of shit on the... Well, it was basically half full, but you get the point. What I did was, I let the gasoline dry out of the bag, but that way there was some fumes still left in there. But what I didn't know was the gasoline actually soaked into the bag and into the dog shit, making like a little firebomb out of it. So that night, I decided to take that bag of shit, roll it up on the top, so that way that he wouldn't notice it, but whenever the freaking bag burnt on top, it would be like, fuse, and that way melt the shit into like one big diuretic mass. So anyway, I lit the shit, rang the doorbell, and ran as usual. Until all of a sudden, he tried to stomp out the fire, didn't go out. Freaking stomped out the fire again. He got more shit on his feet. He kept getting shit on his feet. That was the golden moment. He kept getting that half full bag of shit on his feet. He just couldn't stop, but his foot eventually caught on fire because the freaking gasoline-soaked dog shit got on his foot. He luckily stomped that out. That was lucky. But the bag didn't go out. It caught his plants on fire. I laughed my ass off in my head, man. I just had to sit there and just listen and listen and listen at the screams that this guy made. Oh, my plants! My azaleas! My roses! Oh no! He had this voice like the dude had his balls clenched in a vice. Like I'm trying to think of this guy. I'm trying to think of this guy's name, but anyway, he sounded like his balls were clenched in a vice, like they were getting squished by a tanker truck. I mean, it was funny. Oh no, my azaleas! He exactly sounded like, oh no, my azaleas, my roses. Oh no, what am I gonna do? I was just laughing my ass off. That was funny as hell. But anyway, that was a win-lose situation though, because that guy really had his plants lost. He really lost his plants. And but yet there was like this big smear of shit on the freaking porch. I mean, there was like a big spatter mark. Like it just went. I went. I mean, you have to admit that was pretty funny though. But one of my successes was the main simple part. Getting the bag up there, ringing the doorbell, and running. That was the most easiest part ever. I actually got out of freaking eye view. But I didn't want to go out of eye view. I actually wanted to get somewhere where I can hide. And I did. Basically, that's the story of the three sections of Ding Dong Dish and Shit or Ding Dong Shit.